My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network. Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms. Fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't obeyed. My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you...
What's going on, people? So welcome to the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It has been a while, guys, since I've got on here and I've done this. I have been behind the scenes busting my tail, I got to tell you. Obviously, you guys know now we are on network television. Thank you to CUE Broadcasting. Guys, we appreciate them so much for everything that they've done. And right now, this is the inaugural podcast that we're running on Twitch for the first time. So if you are watching on Twitch, let us know. I'd really like to know. And I would really, I want to see how well we do over there. It's been a platform that we've watched for a while. A lot of our friends jumped on there. Shout out Cartier family and many others. Cadre Chaos told us that it was worthwhile. Said, okay, guys, we're going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. But we got a lot to go over today. Yeah, of course, 34,000 pages of the Epstein files leaked. It's crazy, right? 34,000 pages of, oh, excuse my camera. Here we go again. If Maurice was here, he'd be saying how. But yeah, 34 pages leaked. Let me back this thing back out here. 34 pages leaked. 34,000, leaked. And tomorrow on the Capitol steps, I believe they're going to be holding a news conference. And for the first time, we're going to hear many of the Epstein victims speak out for the very first time. Guys, this should be extremely interesting because my understanding is that the victims that we're hearing from saw once that Epstein got his sweetheart deal and he did what he did, that, what was the point in speaking out? What did it matter? I mean, of course, if you're a victim, if you have been victimized by rich and powerful people and you see them just walk away scot-free, no punishment. I mean, what do you do at that point? So it's going to be very interesting to hear from these people. I have had to hear it from the left for I don't know how long. The mindless dronings of Trump is on the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been released. All these other weird things. It's funny how much they don't know. They don't actually know. They get on, they espouse all these weird sayings that none of them are true. Like Trump was the one who blocked the Epstein files from coming out. Guys, let me give you a little bit of heads up. Hold on. I love my nicotine, but sometimes you just get one and it says, woo, it's strong. So let me back that up for a second. So we get on, and quite often I'm on TikTok a lot these days. No lie. I'm on TikTok quite a bit these days. I don't know. For some reason, I know that there are a very China-centric program, but I do like the quick interaction over there in the way that the content goes out. My God, if it was a free speech platform, it'd be awesome. But over there, you hear quite a bit of the people saying that Trump is the reason why the Epstein files aren't out. Well, let me school the people who actually have been saying that. You're completely wrong, because NSYNC, not the group, all of the Republicans, every single one of them voted to release the Epstein files. It was the Democrats who blocked it from coming to the floor, even for a vote. So no, it wasn't Trump, you mindless drones. It was 100% the Democrats who stopped the Epstein files full release. Take it for what you will. That's the truth. Now, tomorrow, what you're going to see and hear for the first time are the Epstein victims speak out. Can't wait to do that. I have all 34,000 pages that leaked in the media just recently. And I thought, you know what? Great. I'm going to go download all these PDFs, Word docs, whatever. No, what do? They release all of the documents in TIFFs. For the technical crowd out there, that means pictures. That means you literally have to scan through them. You can't run them through like an AI or a GPT filter and get the highlights and go through them like that, like I would love to do, because I'm not scanning 34,000 pieces, 34,000 pictures. That's for damn sure. But what I will do later on the night is I'm going to throw them in some OCR software, turn them into text files, and then I will get as much out of them as I possibly can. And believe me, I will let you know everything that I find out. As usual, the only thing that matters on this side of the aisle is truth. And we say it all the time. Nowhere near any of us, none of us are near ever going to be on the left. But we know that the right is not always right. So there's a big difference between the conservative party and the mindless drones on the left. That is for damn sure. Now, we're going to be talking through some heartwarming stories, but we got one coming out of Florida. And they're talking about tearing down the Veterans Memorial Park down there. So in Boca Raton. So in Florida, there is a battle brewing over a sacred ground in Veterans Memorial Park. It was dedicated to World War II veterans, and it's on the chopping block. And the city's proposing demolishing the park to roll in a 31-acre development project. They're calling it Government Campus, right? And they're trying to hide the fact that they're destroying Veteran Memorial Park just to call the place they're going to build Government Campus. Like it's all right. It's a parallel move. It's not. And the people are pissed off. But what's really going on, it looks like a massive mixed commercial build out with 912 new residential units, 150 hotel rooms, 350,000 square foot of office space, and nearly 152,000 square feet of retail restaurants. All of it wrapped into a 99-year lease deal with developers that it's almost a century of public land is going to be tied up for an upfront $10 million or $5.1 million rent each year. So you know why they're doing it, right? So whether or not they go and they try to enact eminent domain or whatnot, you don't know. I've seen a lot of these projects go either way. It depends really. What it comes down to is public sentiment and whether or not it catches enough press. If the people in office realize no matter how much money is being spent that you're not going to get another term if you do this, they most likely won't do it, regardless of how much money's on the table. Now, the city argues that the current city hall and community center is crumbling. Now, I've seen, even here in my own state, places, we had an amphitheater not too far from here. They put up a hockey rink there for the Silver Knights, and they said the amphitheater was crumbling. I remember when it wasn't crumbling. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. That's usually the excuse that they use when they want to tear something down and put it back up, is they make it sound like it needs to be modernized, and the modernization is what matters. And I tell you what, the people here didn't want the hockey arena, and didn't matter. It's still there. So they want to replace this Memorial Park. They're promising alternatives. 21 new mini parks scattered all around the tennis center, miles away, baseball fields, a giant skate park. But let's be real. None of that replaces a single acre ground that was dedicated to honoring World War II vets who gave their lives for our freedom. And then the developers that are leading this project, Terra and Frisbee Group is their names, and they are under heavy scrutiny at this point. Terra's name is tied to the 2021 Surfside condo complex that killed the 98 people. Remember that condo that just imploded out of nowhere in Florida? Well, this is the developer who was behind that complex, and it led to over $400 million settlement. How they're still in business, nobody knows. The fact is that the group is now tasked with tearing down Veterans Memorial Park, and it's raising serious questions. But there is good news. People there are not staying silent. A grassroots group called Save Boca, led by people like John Perlman, are pushing back, and they are getting signatures for their amendment. And it looks like they are just taking it to City Hall. Now I'm gonna play a quick clip for you and show you exactly how heated this town hall meeting got, because they got extremely pissed off.
It descends into chaos as residents fight to protect a cherished memorial dedicated to World War II veterans.
I'm confused. Either you guys are completely incompetent, hopelessly tone deaf, or truly think we're the stupid ones, but we're not.
And I got to tell you, hearing that Ms. Drucker wanted to move this to the end of the meeting is the most disgusting, obnoxious thing I've ever heard.
We need our memorial park. We need the space. It may not be so active and vibrant, but it's a place of reverence and reflection.
The voice of the people is stronger than ever, and they are saying loud and clear, stop this project. The people do not want it. We will prevail. Save Boca!
So they're not taking this sitting down, and it looks like they got a lot of support. So in a place like Florida, where you hear so much about patriotism, I'll be honest, I think Ron DeSantis is a great governor. I didn't like how he entered the election. I didn't like how he went against Trump. I didn't like the people that were supporting him. When I look at a candidate, I look at who's funding the candidate. That tells me who they are. Who are they? Whose pocket are they in? Well, Ron DeSantis was in none too good pockets, for sure, with State Street Vanguard, BlackRock backing his election run against Trump, and I just thought it was a very disloyal move. Honestly, I think that if that didn't happen, we would have seen a Trump with VP DeSantis, and then a DeSantis presidency for 8 more years after that. So it was kind of a saving grace that it happened the way that it did, because at least it got exposed ahead of time that he may have been in the pockets of BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. Things happen for a reason. But, I cannot knock what he has done as a governor. I know that the left hates his guts and they think he's homophobic and all these other things. He's not homophobic. Remember the Don't Say Gay bill? It was just about not sexualizing kids under the age of like 5 or 6 or whatever the hell it was. It was common sense is what it was. But they called it the Don't Say Gay bill because they wanted to take queer gender out of schools. Are you ridiculous? This is the bullshit that they do on the left. This is what they do. They misconstrue everything. And we'll get into immigration and all that a little bit later in what they're doing. In the meantime, China is celebrating the defeat of fascism, guys. I couldn't believe this when I heard it. China defeated fascism. It just sounds ridiculous to even say out loud. The most fascist country in the world is celebrating defeating fascism. Yeah, head scratcher. So here's some live looks of the parade of the people coming in to into this area in Tiananmen Square where they're actually celebrating live. I'd take a look.
So they are all active combat gear. And at this moment,
these are the different people that are arriving,
decorated and ready for the commemoration.
So who's pulling up?
Armaments, as we speak, are lining up along Chang'an Avenue. They're ready for the inspection of the Commander-in-Chief.
Commander-in-Chief. Who's this? Nice car. Gotta give it that.
Motorcades carrying.
Who is it?
Heads of state, international dignitaries are arriving here at the Duan Gate.
Boss, the plane, the plane. I have no idea who that is.
On the red carpet right now is President Prabowo Subianto of the Republic of Indonesia.
Never heard of him.
He arrived early this morning.
Which is kind of wild for me because I'm a bit of a political nerd.
He's here at the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping. Now, under the strategic guidance of the two heads of state, China and Indonesia have opened a new chapter of jointly building a community with a shared future. During World War II, Chinese people living in
Look at that walk right there, boy.
And supplies.
That is a man's walk right there. Let me tell you what.
China to join the resistance and became heroes. Renowned Chinese writer and anti-fascist intellectual.
It looks like one of those clowns where if you push it down, it'll just come back up.
The resistance.
I forget what they're called, but
and he was killed in Sumatra, Indonesia. He wrote, "Our generation should sacrifice for the war of resistance."
Yeah,
President Prabowo made a state visit to China soon after his presidential inauguration in 2024.
Boy, he looks like he's hating that walk right now. I can tell you that.
Friends and neighbors.
He does not look like he likes that walk right now.
That China and
that's longer than he's walked in a long time.
Of bilateral ties by building a community with a shared future.
I tell you who wishes he was probably there. Tim Walz. Tim Walz probably wishes he was there right now. He's watching all his heroes walk down the aisle.
Of the Chinese
he
capital.
probably feels very left out right now, Tim Walz.
Rode out in honor of the visiting dignitaries. Their heads of state and government who will be participate in the commemoration today of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. Later on, a military parade will take place.
I love
the Chang'an
propaganda.
And
they are fighting the fascists.
Thoroughfare, cutting right through
the country with the social credit scores
will have
are
full
fighting
coverage
the
of the
fascists.
commemoration today. Make sure you do stay with us right here on CGTN. We've been tracking the arrival of international dignitaries right here.
I just want to see who else is going to show up real quick. That's it. I just want to see.
Just north of the Tiananmen rostrum, a red carpet has been rolled out for them.
That's right. And the Duan Gate is where this reception is taking place.
Somebody got the D-Ride and
limousine
behind them and Putin,
President of the Russian Federation,
Putin just showed up, boy.
Putin
Look at his walk.
Many times
you gotta hand it to him, though. Putin got a hell of a walk.
Or international conferences.
Putin walks like a pimp.
Relations between China and Russia are at their historical best. Their ties are characterized by long-term friendly good neighborliness and mutually beneficial win-win cooperation.
Putin has that
in the new era, China-Russia relations are more self-confident, firm, and resilient. From May 7th to 10th, President Xi Jinping made a state visit to Russia and attended commemorations in Moscow
Look
of
at
the
that.
80th anniversary
Even got a
of the
little lip.
victory
You got a
of the
little. You
Soviet
see him?
Union's
You see
Great
him?
Patriotic War. In World War II, China was the main battlefield in Asia.
Look at this. He looks
and
like
the
he's
Soviet
walking
Union
into
was the
a
main
UFC
battlefield in
ring right
Europe.
now.
They were central to resistance and combat against Japanese militarism and Nazi Germany. They made decisive contributions to the victory in the World Anti-Fascist War. China and Russia are expanding mutually beneficial cooperation in all aspects. Bilateral trade has reached a high of over $244 billion last year.
That's not a lot of money, guys. And when you're
China
talking
and Russia
about
have active
a
cultural
world
exchanges
economy,
and close
$200 billion
cooperation at
is
local
not
levels.
a lot of money.
They have
So they're touting it like it's something
168
special.
pairs
It's
of sister
really
provinces
not.
and cities, and there are also dozens of provincial level economic partnerships.
I know Kim Jong-un is getting ready to show up, and I just want to see how this guy walks out of the car. I know he's going to pull up anytime if I didn't miss it.
Remembering history, honoring the fallen heroes, cherishing peace, and creating a better future. This is our special program commemorating the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. International dignitaries have now arrived and are meeting the Chinese president and his wife.
I don't know if you can tell from here, but
we're watching
inside
right
of
now,
Xi
China's
Jinping's
President
coat
Xi
right there where
Jinping
you
and
see
Peng Liyuan
there's a crease
are welcoming
inside of his
international
coat.
dignitaries
I think Xi Jinping's
at the South
carrying.
Square of Duanmen Gate.
I'm not kidding. I
These
think
are heads of international organizations that are
I think Xi
walking
Jinping
down
is
the red
carrying.
carpet to be received by the Chinese president and his wife.
That's right. And a decade ago, on September 3rd,
Very wild, very
was
wild.
also here where
Anyway,
Chinese President Xi Jinping
Let's
and
get
his
on to
wife,
something else.
Peng Liyuan,
I really wanted. I thought I was going to catch Rocket Man showing up and getting out of the car and walking up. I really wanted to catch him doing that, but it is what it is, guys. That meeting of the axis of evil. China is celebrating the defeat of fascism, the most fascist country in the entire world, right? So I don't know how long you guys have been following, but some time ago I did a piece with the Epic Times. I had Nat Hung from the Epic Times came on, and he was with an organization called In the CCP. Now, they sent me tons of video and like behind the scenes documentaries, B-roll stuff that they didn't run, which was quite interesting when you went through it. It showed the Chinese prisons connected to the Chinese hospitals, connected to the Chinese airports. And what I was being told was that they would actually take blood tests from the inmates every week. And those blood tests would be then sent into a like kind of a central system and that sort of thing. So if you happen to be in a Chinese prison and someone needs your kidneys, well, you just get moved right over to the Chinese hospital where they remove your organs and on the plane that's connected to the airport and off they go. Over 1 million people in concentration camps, more slavery than Hitler, more poverty than just about anywhere in the world for touted being, such a country on the edge of innovation and that sort of thing. They just don't show you the things they don't want you to see. Similar to North Korea, where they hide, they put up fake grocery stores with pictures in the windows to make it look modern. Meanwhile, the people are starving. It is absolutely amazing to me. For all the people out there who have odd things to say about Hitler and how bad Hitler was and all of that, you're looking at Hitler when you look at this guy right here, Xi Jinping. You tell me what the difference is between him and Hitler. Give me some kind of a differing, like what, internment camps for selling body parts of your own people? What is the difference? Sending secret police into the United States, operating Confucius centers, buying off politicians, having Chinese spies come over, sleep with U.S. dignitaries like Swalwell, and bundle for the Democratic Party. You tell me the difference. Why so many people bow down and want to kiss the ass of China, I have no idea. Don't know. I don't understand it. If Hitler was alive today, would you be buying and trading with him? That's my question for people that care so much about China and our trade and all. These guys steal all of our intellectual property anyway. Anything that we make over here, they just duplicate it over there and put another name on it and then sell it. And meanwhile, the Democrats are over here crying that we want to tariff them equally, guys. They want us to lose in the name of fairness. Even with people like Canada, who tariff some of our products as much as 270%. But the courts in America today just ruled that Trump's tariffs were illegal. And what are you telling me that we can't set trade policy? The president can't set trade policy with foreign countries that tax the hell out of us to be able to export to their countries, or in the case of China, who don't even allow us to export at all. They want us, this is the left, people. These are Clinton appointees, Obama appointees that are doing this stuff to us. Oh God, it gets me so damn angry. You don't even know how angry. There he is, Rocket Man. There he is. Kim Jong-un. Hey, he was right there with Putin. Man, oh man, look at that. He got messed up fade. He had lines on. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry. Anyway, look. They defeated fascism. What can you say? Besides that, we had someone that was out there, I don't know, stayed across from the White House, where they stayed or whatever, but evidently they filmed the White House. And they filmed somebody throwing things outside of the White House window. I mean, this looks crazy, guys. This looks crazy. I'm going to show you the video, and I'm going to show you Trump's response to the video. Take a look. So here's the video you just saw. Here, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to back it up. And as you see here, it looks like there's a window, and that window is open. I'm going to blow this up for you. It looks like in this video, it looks like that window is open. It looks like that window is open because over here you can see you got looks like 12 window panes, and on this one you see the top 6 but not the bottom 6. So it looks like the window is open. And as I play the video, this is what they recorded. Somebody threw something through the curtain and then out of the White House window. Let me see. I can't. Now, that's crazy. I don't know what that's about, but Trump was later asked about this incident at a news briefing. Peter Doocy walked up to him, gave him an iPad or had his iPhone with him, whatever. Showed in the video.
There's a video that is circulating online now of the White House where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
So that's a fake video?
Well, it's got to be, because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that, because there's cameras all over the place, right? Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's, in fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And number one, they're sealed. And number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be, where was the window? Let me see. Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are they're all sealed. You can't open them.
Somebody.
It's the kind of thing they do. And one of the problems we have with AI.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Here, I'll let you guys be the judge, but take a look. Trump is saying that this is an AI video. Guys, I love my guy. Everybody knows how much I love this guy. However, that is a damn good AI video if I've ever seen one. That is, if that's, man, I don't know. I don't know, brother. I'm going to have to, I don't know. I might have to take the side of this. This does not look AI to me at all. What do you guys think? I don't see AI anywhere here.
This is crazy. I know we're going to get a whole TV show.
I'm calling BS on that one. That does not look AI to me at all. Not even close. Not even close. That is wild that they would say he was. I'm sure within the next few days, we're going to figure out whether or not that was AI. So, pretty weird. Pretty weird. So we blew up. I guess there was a boat full of drugs heading from Venezuela into the United States. Now, they took the boat out like they should have. Ed Krasenstein, if I don't know if I'm saying the prick's name right or whatever, but his own ex, little guy, about this big, little guy, always got weird stuff to say. Why did you have to kill him? Look at the video, and it pisses me. I hate liberal compassion. I know hate is such a strong word, but these guys, they really piss me off. They defend everything except for the things they should be defending. But look what happened to these guys that were trying to smuggle drugs into the United States. This is sweet. Boom. See ya. That's a great deterrent. Don't bring drugs into the United States or you will be blown the hell up. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Mr. Chris. I do not think that is AI. I love my guy Trump and everything, but that video is, if that's AI, it's the best AI I have ever seen. Look at that. That is, I mean, you can see the curtains moving. You can see the depth. You can see the shadow. Look at the curtain go back inside. Nah, bro, that's not AI. Not AI at all. No. But, hey, on the brighter side of things, I got a video that is so heartwarming, guys. So this little guy gets away from his parents. He says, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get me some Chick-fil-A. He's 6 years old, guys. 6 years old. 6 years old. He wants this Chick-fil-A nuggets really bad. Now, you'll see toward the end of the video when the police finally take the kid home. It's got big guard gates, double lock doors. I don't know how this kid got out of this fortress, but he did. At 6 years old, walked his little hindtail way down the street, all the way to Chick-fil-A, and was sitting there eating. He's 6 years old. I think all he had on was a big shirt. He just took a walk and got some Chick-fil-A. This is one of the cutest damn things that I think I've ever seen. One of the coolest things. Check it out.
Sitting at the table eating his breakfast with one of the managers. Hey, buddy.
Look at that.
We asked where he came from, and he kept saying he walked to Chick-fil-A.
You know where your house is, right, honey?
It's right across the street, right over there.
Okay, cool.
I have children, and the first thing you get that knot in your stomach because somebody else who's a parent
is missing their child.
Are you going to show us where you live?
Yeah.
Okay. We gathered him up. Look at that. Say thank you.
There's a cow for you.
I walked him to the back of my patrol car.
Are you going to get me in jail?
No, I'm not going to put you in jail.
He said, am I going to jail?
Hey, buddy, where's your house at?
We were wondering, where did this child come from?
Is it right here?
None of these doors are open. None of these garages are open.
I don't live in a duck pond.
So then he explained that.
He said, I don't live in a duck pond.
Right here?
Yeah.
And that's when we pulled up in the driveway. And then we realized that
Look at the
call
gate.
box wasn't working. We had no way to get through the gate.
How about that?
I mean, how did he get through all of that? This kid must have climbed all of those gates. He wanted his Chick-fil-A,
I
man.
can't believe he came out of here. It's the most secure house on that block in reference to having a fence all the way around, front, back, sides.
He really wanted his Chick-fil-A bad.
I'm Phil.
And Victoria.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, do you have a son named William?
William.
Yeah, a little boy.
It just came off of a news clip. It just came off of a news clip. It wasn't no specific TV show or nothing like that. It was just
You
a
just see the look on his face.
police
It would be
blotter
for
and
any
news
parent,
clip.
including myself. It's disbelief.
It's kind of scary, actually, because we didn't realize what was going on until after we came out.
Do you have any idea how he got out?
Yeah, he's so unlike the front door, but he's never done that.
You know, I call it like I see it, guys.
Was he crying? Was he upset?
Come on, little
If
man.
you say something wrong, I don't care who you are. It's not true. This was the coolest thing that I've seen today.
I think it did shake him up some, so I don't think we really needed to, impress too much that you shouldn't do it again, things like that. I think he understood that it was serious, but we did talk about it.
He said he opened the gate and couldn't find Joe and went down the street.
I know he knows how to get to Chick-fil-A because we walked there. I would have never expected him to come down here on his own.
He remembered how to
in the
get there,
morning
all right.
Before anybody else in the house was up.
Good morning. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Sir, good to see you again.
How are you, sir? How are you, young lady?
We're good.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, dude. You remember us? Oh, are these for me?
Look, man,
Thank you, buddy.
we always got so much serious, crazy stuff to talk about today. It felt good to be able to do something like that just to make you laugh. It's cool every now and again just to be able to smile at something. That was really, really touching little story. The guy went down and got him some Chick-fil-A. You know, that Chick-fil-A sauce will make your ass get up and go walk for it. I don't know what is in that stuff, but I love it. I will eat Chick-fil-A sauce on anything from fish to chicken. It doesn't matter what it is, steak. I will dip anything in Chick-fil-A sauce. It's bar none, probably the best sauce I have ever. Me too, brother. Me too, Chris. I would escape from home to go. Matter of fact, I might hit some Uber Eats up tonight and get me some Chick-fil-A. Who knows? But guys, I'm going to show you a quick screen grab of what I'm talking about with the Epstein files here and how much homework I'm going to have to do before I can actually tell you anything at all about this. They know what they're doing. This is the BS. I hate when they do this, but they know what they're doing. All of these files, every single one of them is a JPEG. So if I double click on it, you can see these are pictures. And the problem with it is in order for me to get to anything worth a damn, I'd have to sit here and either read all of them line by line and go through them. I can't just upload the PDFs or text files into my AI or GPT and let it sort through the highlights for me. So I'm going to run them through an OCR program tonight, which will turn all of the pictures into text files, and then I can have a life at the same time. I can give you exactly what really took place. And I'm hoping that tomorrow, for the first time, we are going to hear the Epstein victims speak. There's about 10 Epstein victims. They got slated in a bipartisan deal that they finally got. So these guys are going to come, 10 of them on the Capitol steps. My understanding is going to take place on the Capitol steps. and they are going to let the victims speak. In fact, here we go. Here, I think.
Zelensky from being bullied.
No.
They're not coming.
No, not that.
Thank you.
I got the damn video here somewhere. Where is it at? Oh, where the damn video is? Where I added the video at?
12 Democrats
There it is.
and 12 Republicans, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert. Look, this is not about Donald Trump, and it's not partisan. This is about justice for the victims of rich and powerful men who abused underage girls. And 10 of these victims are speaking out for the first time at a press conference that Massey and I are organizing on the steps of the Capitol.
That's why I love Thomas Massey,
In
man.
this country, people want transparency. They want accountability. I'm confident we're going to get the 218 votes for the discharge petition.
And here's the way things went, right? And I've been very vocal about it from the very beginning. Follow Dan Bongino his entire career. He is one of those people that made you want to do what I'm doing, building this network, doing the things we all do, myself, Steve, Glenn, Mark, White Rabbit, all the guys that are involved, Lynn, our whole network. I mean, this is the thing that makes you want to get out here and tell the truth. And I listened to what he said very, very carefully. And then I listened to what the pathologist said, and the one who overseen the entire DOC, Department of Corrections for New York City. And he clearly stated that no one in the history of ever in any prison system has ever hung themselves where the bones in their neck broke in 3 ways in separate directions. The only way which that can be accomplished is through strangulation, which is why the vessels in the eyes bulged and popped. And then they showed you, and if I would have been prepared today, I would have showed you the ligature marks on Epstein's neck. It looked like a thin line that went around the inside of his neck here, right? Very thin line. But the thing that they say he hung himself with was actually like would look like something you would tie around the waist of a robe. And the marks don't match up with the actual piece of rope that they said that he would use. And the guy who came out and testified that has seen thousands of hangings in the prison system and said, never have I once ever seen one like this. Bongino said the same thing. Stay on top of this. Don't let this slip away. And then all of a sudden, trust us, it was a suicide. I was left so confounded when I heard that. Completely confounded. And then, so they start to end the investigation. Bongino and my understanding, Bondi got into a huge argument. Bongino left, didn't even show up for work the next day. He was thinking about just quitting. My understanding, he was going to resign. He didn't do it. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. What we're told and what reality is are always 2 different things. However, then it was put up for a vote. They were going to release the grand jury testimony, all of it. In sync, the Democrats voted lockstep to not release any of it. All the screaming and squabbling over releasing the Epstein files, and then they blocked it. Not only did they block it, but they blocked it from even coming up for a vote. They weren't even able to vote on it. I'm like, hold up. This is weird. If you want the files released, why are you all voting to not release the files? And then you block it for even coming up for a vote? And yes, I will say this. Massey is one of the only people in office that doesn't have an APEC babysitter. Whether you be Democrat and or Republican, he is one of the only ones not taking money from foreign lobbies, period. The guy is solid. He is a fiscal conservative, and he sticks to his guns. Even when against his own party, it doesn't matter. He stands his ground, and I love that about him. I loved that about Ron Paul. Ron Paul was probably my favorite politician of all times. I still love watching his debate highlights to this day. I do. He was a great guy, and Ron Paul Institute and the things they put out and what they teach. And I listen to his people speak all the time. I also like Redacted. For those of you who watch Redacted, if you don't, check those guys out. They're awesome. I love the impartial reporting where they call everything out, right, left, or in between. They're great guys. Besides that, what else we got to get into today? You know what? Before I get too far down the rabbit hole, I am going to go ahead and play, give a shout out to our sponsors real quick.
Hey there. Are you tired of skyrocketing subscription costs? With Q Broadcast, you get an entertainment package that is unmatched by other providers, with all your favorite content in one affordable bundle. Enjoy a 15-day trial for just $14.99. And if you refer 3 friends and they stick around, your subscription is free. Say goodbye to high-priced subscriptions, contracts, and hassles, and say hello to streaming simplicity with Q Broadcast. This changes everything.
So, guys, go check those guys out at CUE Broadcasting. I love them. I love them. I'll get to your question here in just a second, Chris. So, what CUE Broadcast gives you? HBO, Cinemax, Stars, pay-per-view events, VOD, all of the video on demand streaming that you use, all the original series you get on Hulu, Netflix, all of them, they're all there. And if you're paying for Netflix, you're paying for Hulu, you're paying for DirecTV or Hulu Live or whatever you're paying for, you're paying over $100 plus a month. I know people that were paying in excess of $200 per month for TV. You get all of those things, including the pay-per-view events. Every bit of it for $59. The link is in the description of the video. If you're not on Rumble, go over to Rumble and get it. If you're on YouTube, look at the video description. You'll see the CUE Broadcast link down there. I'm telling you guys, the best TV deal you're going to get this century. It doesn't change. Everything is included in one price. There are no extras. You never sit there and watch Amazon Prime or you pay for Netflix, but you get a movie you want to see, and they want you to pay again on top of the fact that you're already paying them. But if you want to watch this particular movie, it's $3 more or $4 more. None of that BS. Everything on there is included. It's all there. All the same exact movies, all the news stations, even the ones in your local area are there. Choose whatever city you want to see the news from and watch it. It's very, very simple. And they are the only free speech streaming TV platform in existence. The only ones. This is on TV right now. That should tell you everything you need to know. I'm not muzzled. Nobody on there is muzzled. We say what we want, and these guys back us up. If we continue to support the things that we don't like and complain about the fact that they exist, we are the authors of our own problems. We are the ones causing our own issues. Guys, stop spending your money with these companies. Netflix just gave Stephen Colbert a $30 million contract and then turned around and funded 2 Democrat candidates at the same time. Cut this BS out. Stop funding these people. Stop giving them your money. Divest. Go to CUE Broadcast and spend your money where it's actually going to be put to use by people who are going to serve the causes that you care about. That's the reality of it. Now, you asked me what the Democrats voted against. The Democrats, not long ago, were faced with Trump tried to release all of the depositions, all of the grand jury testimony, all of the evidence that was supplied to them by the government so that we would have a full accounting as to what was going on with Jeffrey Epstein, all of the information. The Democrats in lockstep voted no. Not only did they vote no, they voted no for it wasn't even allowed to be brought up for a vote again as to whether or not they would release it. But immediately thereafter, everyone was yelling, Trump blocked the Epstein files. He didn't. He didn't. Here, I'll get you the exact date and vote and everything. Feel like I should be playing some like Jeopardy music or something. July 2025 Subhouse Committee subpoena Department Justice Epstein. I'm trying to get to it. It was in July this year. It was in July of this year that they voted to block the grand jury testimony from being made public. They voted to actually even block the subpoenas and for it to even be brought up for another vote. So they weren't even going to allow it to be debated on the floor. And all of the Republicans voted in favor and all of the Democrats voted nay in July of 2025. Which is crazy because then they immediately went about saying that Trump was blocking the Epstein files from being released right after. Crazy. And the reason I know about it originally, and I'll give credit to the people who bring these things to light, it was the older millennial who originally made a short piece of content about it, and then I went and looked it up, and I got all the particulars about it. But yeah, it happened in July 2025, just before the August recess. I mean, it just says here in lockstep. If I go deeper, I could dig in and get all the list of names of all the people who voted against it. But I implore you, no, it wasn't Republicans. It was the Democrats who voted in lockstep to keep it from being made public in July before the August recess. It was the Democrats. The Republicans voted in lockstep. The 200 and some odd Republicans voted to release all the information. It was the Democrats who blocked it in July. So beyond that, we went over to Chick-fil-A, kid. Yes, but are you reading the right one? Because there were 6 different votes. There was a vote in February of 2024. There was a vote in July of 2025. Then there were several that took place in February of 24, July 25, all the way back to 21. There were several different votes on this. This is the one that took place just before the August recess. And I believe the link that I'm looking at right here is sourced it from the Washington Post. So that's where I'm getting it. The Marcus Rubio, in other news, was on CBS the other day. And you get these backhanded questions from reporters every now and again, where it's a subtle jab and you don't even realize that you've been jabbed when it happens. But Marco Rubio actually recognized. I'm not a Marco Rubio fan. I'll be quite honest. I was very much against the Marco Rubio nomination when Trump gave it to him for all the things that he had said previously. He wasn't sure he could be trusted. So far, he's done a great job. I can't lie. But I was not one that I was not for him being in the position he was in. Had a conversation with Tim Burchett, in which Tim Burchett said, yes, but also you have to realize that since he's no longer in office, he works for Trump. Therefore, he can be fired by Trump and he no longer occupies that office. I didn't think about it that way. I said, okay, well, as long so now you can control the guy is what you're saying. So you're not too much worried about him in the position he's in because he can easily be fired. I'll take that. Great answer. Here's the clip. Here's the clip of Rubio and CBS. Look what happened to this reporter when she tried to corner him and say something that was completely idiotic and really didn't know what she was saying. But take a look.
Because you're kind of touting it that it's going to be
wrong one.
Television cameras
where President Zelensky.
Do you know how many meetings we've had since then?
Oh, no, I know. And I was just up in Alaska watching the one with Vladimir Putin where a red carpet rolled out.
No, but it was Zelensky. We've had more meetings. We've had one meeting with Putin and like a dozen meetings with Zelensky. So, but that's not true. They're not coming here tomorrow to keep Zelensky from being bullied. They're coming here tomorrow because we've been working with the Europeans. We talked to them last week. There were meetings in the UK over the previous weekend.
And they said President Trump was going to demand a ceasefire
as early as Thursday.
So they said, hey, he's coming here to be bullied. And the only reason it went down the way it did was so that they would stop, that he wouldn't be bullied. Why are you concerned about the president of a whole other country being bullied by Donald Trump? I mean, come on, guys. When Trump told him he didn't have the cards, he wasn't wrong. He didn't have the cards. And I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. What is the difference between Zelensky and Putin? Zelensky gets elected. Let's go through the whole timeline. Zelensky gets elected. He immediately bans all opposition parties. He locks up his political opponents. Free press gone. Freedom of religion gone. You have a Ukrainian Orthodox Church now. You either worship the way they want you to or not at all. U.S. journalist goes over there to report on what's really happening on the front lines. Killed, arrested, and murdered. Arrested twice. He tried leaving the country after he was arrested. Didn't make it to the border. He live streamed on his way out. Next thing you know, he ends up murdered because what they were telling us was truly happening on the front line between Ukraine and Russia was not happening. Remember the kid that went on, what was it? Discord. The kid that went on Discord and released the secret files or whatever, right? Remember seeing a kid get arrested in his driveway? He had released some top secret documents on Discord, and turns out that the documents that he released, the ones that they locked him up for, were the documents proving that the Ukrainians were losing people by the thousands every day, that Russia wasn't losing the war. Wasn't even close. Ukrainians were getting slaughtered. Now they're putting people with Down syndrome in military uniform and giving them weapons in Ukraine. They raised the enlistment age, or I wouldn't say enlistment, because they're pulling up in vans on the street and throwing people in the vans. You're now in the army. 60 years old. Yeah, I know. All I'm saying is you can't differentiate between the bad guys in this scenario because there's no good guys. If you remember in 1988, after the wall fell, Gorbachev, Ronald Reagan, that whole era, Bush era early on, we made an agreement. NATO would not go beyond the red line. We broke every piece of that agreement. Now they have several NATO countries that are bordering Russia. Then Russia has a base on the Black Sea, a defensive base that they can't lose. If it was your country, you wouldn't want to lose it either. You had two provinces, states, I don't know what you call them, Crimea and the Donbass. Both of the people in both of these regions claim that they're ethnic Russians. After the fall of the USSR, there was no clear distinction between where Russia stopped and Ukraine began. The Asimov regime goes in there with insignia on their uniform that looks very, very, very similar to the Nazi insignia. They start taking out their own people. Their own people. Fact check me, please. Please fact check me. And so this is where all this began. And then you remember the United States Department representative getting on stand in front of Congress and saying there's no biological weapons factories in Ukraine. And then the next day, the very next day, 24 hours later, maybe, we got to protect the biological weapons facilities in Ukraine so Russia doesn't get them. Guys, no Russian apologists. The FSB and KGB, same organization, one turned into the other. Vladimir Putin is a sociopath. Worse than that, he's a narcissistic sociopath who really, I don't know if the guy loses sleep over killing anybody, to be quite honest with you. However, Zelensky is throwing 60-year-old men against their will into white vans and forcing them into the front lines of his war. He's putting people who have Down syndrome in military uniforms and arming them to go fight a war. We're giving him billions and billions of dollars that he can't account for, but he wants more. While his wife poses on the front of Vogue magazine. While he shows up and people from the right and the left go down signing their names on bombs like it's cool. Like it's cool. We're just going to go, autograph a bunch of bombs. Lindsey Graham, who I can't stand. God, I can't stand this man. If there's anyone who needs to be out of office very quick, it's Lindsey Graham. Such a Biden apologist, such as a backstabbing snake as this man is. He said there's no good Russian like a dead Russian. Like it's funny, just agitating things even more, making it even worse. No, you can't trust that man, whether you're on the right or on the left. That man is out for himself. He is out for himself. Lindsey Graham. I don't know if that's true or not. Chris says that Lindsey Graham is a homosexual. I don't know if that's true or not. God knows how many people in our government are on the DL. Could be true. I don't know. But we'll leave it at that. I don't know. But I know one thing. The guy can't be trusted as far as he can be thrown. And it's very sad that he's been in office all this time. Somebody needs to come along and get rid of this guy. He's been there too long. He needs to go away. That's for damn sure. That's all I know. That's all I can say. I've seen several editorials on this guy, op-eds. I've listened to him speak, and it all depends on which way the wind blows. You can't trust Lindsey Graham. That is for sure. Why in the world anyone endorsed this guy, I don't know. Earlier today, I'll give you another little tidbit. Earlier today, spoke to Theotis Daniel on the phone. We're going to be doing a lot for him in District 18 in Texas for his congressional run. I hope this guy wins because we need more regular, everyday people to be in office. These career politicians that have been groomed from the age of 15 to get in office, we don't need any more of these guys. We don't need any more lawyers. We don't need these people. We need the working man, the everyday man in office. People that understand our struggles, what we're up against, that are not a part of the good old boy club, who can't be bought, manipulated, and sold all in the same breath. That is what we get in Theotis. Guys, he's up against Al Green, the guy who looks like a damn James Bond villain, the one that got thrown out of the State of Union address. Remember? I just think back on it and I laugh because it was funny as hell. It was funny as hell to see. You see, he's got that little cane with him with the chrome tip and all that. He looked like a damn pimp. It just, I could do Al Green jokes all day. The guy is a joke. But guys, hey, I appreciate you hanging out. Listen, let me give you a little update on what's going on at PPM. We're going to be bringing over a lot more shows. Why you haven't seen me lately? Why I haven't been podcasting as much? I usually do my podcast every other day. And I told the guys, I said, know what? I'm going to back off. I'm going to let you guys do you. I'm going to handle the business in. Got sponsors we're bringing in. We got a lot of things that we're doing. And it's hard to do that, focus on a lot of the production and things that we're doing. So I backed off. I'll let the guys do their thing. Cowboys and Indians, Cadre Chaos, finish this fight. White Rabbits got the rabbit hole. Lynn Hagerman, Patriot Confederation with Billy. We are growing so fast. so fast, guys. It has been an amazing ride over the last 4 years, and it's been an ebb and flow and up and down, a peak and valley, however you want to call it. And but we've had a hell of a ride, and we're not going nowhere. We're going to be right here bringing you the truth. That's why it says where truth matters. That actually means something to us. I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't know to be true or don't believe to be true. I'm not always first, but I will always try to be right. If I'm ever wrong, I'll give you an instance. This is how much humility I have. Back when Jake Lang contacted us, Maurice and I, we were at the People's Convention in Detroit, which I got to tell you was a complete disaster for creators, right? It was supposed to be a creator event. It didn't turn out to be anything of the such. They had a VIP room, right? But then they had another VIP room where all the people that you would want to talk to or be around were in that room. But they called it VIP room where the creators were, but we couldn't get near like Christy Noem and all the other people that were there. I mean, of course, we got opportunities to talk to people as they were walking by, and that was about it. It was the Charlie Kirk show is really what it was. And what Charlie Kirk does, he does well. But the thing is that this was sold to us as a creator event, and it didn't turn out to be a creator event. What I learned that day was that if you have an event and you invite a bunch of creators to your event who are going to stream from your event and talk about your event, you're just going to get a lot of press for your event. But in no way, shape, or form did he give us the ability to showcase why we came or who we were or what we wanted to talk about. It was for that reason was one of the things that Maurice and I both agreed on. That was terrible. That was terrible. It should never been billed that way. It should have just been billed as a turning point event that we attended. And that would have been, at least there would have been no disappointments at that point. But we were there as press. And as a result, we couldn't go into a lot of the breakout sessions. We got to speak to, well, I mean, various people intermittently, but we spoke to Ramaswamy for a little bit. We did speak to Christy Noem for a little bit. I spoke to Charlie for like 5 seconds when he was walking past. I mean, he acted like he had the attitude like he couldn't be bothered type of a thing. But yeah, I think that if I ever go to another Turning Point event, it will just be because I'm going to a Turning Point event. It will not be because I think that I'm going to a Turning Point event because it's a creator event and he's going to give us the ability to showcase or do what we do or interview people or give us the place where to do that, because he didn't. Trust me, he didn't. But we did make a lot of connections there. We had a lot of great times. I got to hang out with Bryson Gray on the roof of the Marriott Hotel, and we stayed up talking. You are not Cody. Troll. Cut it out. Know your name, bro. You're not Cody. Hung out with the Cartier family for a bit. Several of the Trump administration folks were up there. It was funny. I'll give you a funny story. We were on the roof, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Maurice went to hang out with Scott Pressler. He was having an event. Scott invited us over, and I'm like, I'm not my thing. I'm not going. I don't got to say why. You can probably guess why. I'm very Christian. So I didn't think it was a place for me, but I understand. However you want to do, you do. That's you. I'm just not going to speak on it. I don't belong in places like that. The other thing is I get to hang out with Michaela Montgomery, Darth Lala, who is a radio host out of Arizona. Shout out Darth Lala. She was great. Cartier family, Bryson Gray. And there was like 4 members of the Trump admin, Trump campaign family there. And I thought to myself, it was like all your favorite creators, all your YouTube favorite creators that you can think of, they were all there. They were all there in one place at one time. We were all a little tipsy. It was a great time. We had fun. But I'll tell you what, boy, I turned on my phone, right? I have my phone there with me. I said, you know what? Let's, I got my TikTok account was lit back then. I mean, it was lit. If I went live on TikTok, I had 600-700 people in my live real quick on TikTok. I mean, you couldn't even wait a minute. It was wild. They was on me like white on rice. They weren't there because they liked what I had to say though, but they had them. They were on me. So I said, you know what? Let's go live on TikTok. And them Trump admin folks, them Trump campaign people, they scattered like roaches. They did not want to be seen on camera. It was the funniest damn thing ever. One of them girls was big too. I didn't know she could move that fast, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious. We had a great time. And later on, we ended up interviewing Bryson, whose music I absolutely love. The guy puts out content that I absolutely enjoy. Tells it like it is. I agree with the things that he says in his music, very much so. And if you don't, and you call yourself a Christian, I would check myself if I was you. The guy is definitely on point. I forgot where I was going with that before. I was talking about the turning point event. Oh yeah, the Jake Lang thing. So Jake Lang contacts, he wants to do an interview. Now, keep in mind, Jake is in prison at this time, but he has a cell phone. He has a cell phone, smartphone. So he's going to do an interview with me from his prison cell. Jay Sixer going to do an interview with me from his prison cell. Hell yes. So I go back to the hotel. I do the interview, all that sort of thing. Colin Rugg, a lot of people pick it up. It gets pushed out. It went because he had mentioned all their names. So it started to go. A couple of very influential close friends of mine contacted me and said, you probably don't want to be messing with this guy. And they gave me all their reasons why. Then his cellmate, the guy that was locked up with him, contacted me and gave me the backstory to a lot of it. And that's when I said, oh, I'm killing this whole thing. I took the interview down. I had his cellie on to talk about the things that I'm sharing with you now. Tim Hale, we had him on to talk about these things as well. And it was the one and only time that I had to recant, go back, and take back something I said, because I'm not into doing clickbait, and I want to make sure that when I'm telling you guys something that it's reality. And this guy right here, Jake Lang, is not who he pretends to be. I have no problem saying that. He is not who he pretends to be. He acts like he's a warrior for the cause. He's not. If you heard the things that he said to Austin Metcalf's dad after that whole thing happened, where he lost his life, about his daughter being raped, and I mean, it'll just make your blood boil. And I tried to tell a couple of friends that were going to interview him. Well, not interview him, but interview someone that was close to him that was championing his cause. I was like, don't let him do it. Trust me, this guy's bad news. And they didn't listen. And they found out later on that I was right after he made those statements. I was like, I told you. I told you up front who the guy really was. And they didn't want to listen. But it is what it is, guys. I'm always going to be I'm always going to be a guy that tells you straight up what's going on or what I think, feel, or believe. But I like to back it up with facts. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Tro, good seeing you again. Chris, appreciate you so much joining us from YouTube. Guys, realize we are now on Twitch, live on Twitch for the first time tonight. And we will be streaming on Twitch a lot more. So as well as check us out on CUE Broadcasting. We are over there right below Fox News. How about that? Right below Fox News. You got us, Fox News. We're sandwiched between Fox News and NBC. But yeah, we are in the midst of bringing over a lot more creators, a lot more shows, doing some more interactive things. If you've seen Cadre Chaos, they're doing things like the Mandela Effect, 15 Worst Habits. They got a lot of ideas for shows, and their AI game is off the chain. It's crazy, the stuff that they're doing graphically in their podcast. Imagine like an adult version of like Truth or Dare, right? Well, not that kind of adult. Keep your mind out of the gutter. But like crazy stuff like Jackass, but not to that, level. And just extremely funny. Great personalities between all of them. I think that why was they I'm sure they weren't yelling at you for no reason, troll. I'm sure you were there doing something worth getting yelled at for, brother. I guarantee it. Mark G and his crowd are a bunch of good folks, man. They're good people. So looking forward to doing all of that. And then the next year, we got a couple of events that we're heading out to. We're still looking at doing the On Your Bumper tour with DeVarjay, or DJ, as you know him, Daniel. And we'll be doing that with Jason Aldean, Darius Rucker, Jelly Roll. There's a few others. I think 803 Fresh and Rena Rains or something like that. I think her name is. I'm not familiar with her stuff as much as the others, but big shout out to Jelly Roll for chiming in, saying, count me in. I want to do this for DJ and kids with cancer. And they've already raised $200,000 for children with cancer the other day. So just glad to be a part of all of that and making it come to be and working with these guys. And man, it just the next year is going to have a lot of things that are good to come. And I've taken this time to brush up on, I guess getting back to the roots of who I am as well in my belief system, re-energizing my faith and how that defines me as a person, because guys, doing this is not easy. It gets extremely hard. There's a lot of work that goes into this behind the scenes that nobody sees. And I try to handle it all. and I do a pretty good job of it. But I got a 9-to-5 that I do as well, a family and a family of podcasts, and now a television network, and needed every bit of the vacations that I recently took. We went up this weekend for Labor Day weekend. My grandson, my wife, and I, we got out there on the lake out in Utah, and we cleaned up. My grandson caught a couple of trout, nice size, one spotted, one rainbow, each 14 inches each. Very nice sized, good meal. And it took them out on the trails, riding UTVs or side by sides. It was about 60 mile an hour through those trails, just drifting, just having a great time, and needed that to blow off some steam to get back here and get energized to do this stuff for you guys. And once again, I appreciate you so much. Even you, troll, even you, I appreciate you, and everyone else who listens to, subscribes, follows, and engages with the Patriot Prayer content, whether it be with myself, Steve, Glenn, Lynn, Billy, or Mark, or any of the rest of the guys on the roster. And that roster is going to be growing, guys. We will see you soon. And as usual, the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. Evil will never retreat willingly. It must be beaten back in every case. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network.
Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms. Fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States. We love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people love this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flag.